In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of going back into a house after living in my motorhome for 5.5 years. So, again, like normal, I've got my phone because I've made some notes. I'm house sitting right now and cat sitting for a friend while they're in Mexico. So they're having a beautiful time in Mexico, living it up. I'm still at work. I'm about 25 minutes from work, about 15 miles, which is a bit further than I normally park. But yeah, so I've been here for a week now. Yeah, a week. I'm here for another 5 days, and I've made some notes. So pros, cons, and takeaways. So let's start with the pros. Pros, first and foremost, would be it's nice to stop. It's nice to stop still for once in a while and just not have to move, not have to worry about moving, not have to, constantly find somewhere to go, because 99.9% of the time, 99.9% of the time, I am moving. I am constantly on the go, moving, whether it be in my truck, whether it be moving for park ups or traveling around the country. I am always on the go, and that does take its toll on you. It really does. But yeah, so that's probably one of the first pro. Bigger kitchen. Now that's a pro because I've got more room to maneuver and lay things out, lay my ingredients out, do some cooking, and just a bit more room to move around. The biggest thing I've loved so far about going back into a house is the size of the fridge freezer. Oh, I mean, you guys have seen my fridge before, and you know I can pack a fridge pretty well. And I'm never short of a bit of food in my fridge freezer. But it's tiny. It is tiny. Now this fridge, my friend left me the fridge literally. Had the essentials in it, but then it was empty, so I could literally, because I said I could fill it. I'll fill it with all my stuff. And I went shopping, and I got stuff out of my van, and boy, I have filled the fridge. I mean, I've got way too much food. I'm gonna have to take it away and try and put it in my van when I go. But I've bought a lot more freezer food than I would normally because I've got the option of actually holding it, whereas I don't have that option in the motorhome. The other pros would be dishwasher and appliances. Now, I've got access to tumble dryer and washing machines. I haven't used them, I'm going to be honest. I still drop my clothes off at the laundrette because I can't be bothered. I mean, I could figure out a washing machine and I could figure out a tumble dryer. They're not hard. But do I want to do it? No. I'll just put it in for a service wash, 11, 12 quid, which I mentioned in my previous video of how much it costs to live in a motorhome, which I'll put up here if you haven't seen it. Yeah, it's 11, 12 quid, and it comes back all nice and neat, all folded, all organised, perfect. So, but the dishwasher I have used, and I have actually looked into dishwashers for the motorhome. So that might be a purchase for the next one. Now, the list of cons is a lot more than the pros, really. It's far too quiet for what I'm used to. I'm used to just noise, just street noise, street bustle. But then there is noises which disturb me. I'm still sleeping during the day because I'm working as a lorry driver. But then you've got, this is no offence to them. Kids will be kids. I'm not saying I'm having to go at kids at all. But like you've got gardens around the house, and kids are playing in the garden during the day. And that's a noise that I would avoid. I wouldn't park right close to back gardens, so I don't normally hear that noise. And then you've got DIY noises, people drilling during the day, people doing the lawn mowing, and they're just abnormal noises to me. So yeah, they're a bit of a con. Next one, which I found quite overwhelming, is space. I know I said I like space in the kitchen, which was good, but the whole house is just too big, too much space. And it sounds lazy, and it is gonna sound lazy, but boy, there's some walking to do in a house. You want to go to the toilet, you got to walk all the way upstairs and all the way back down. You want to go to bed, you got to walk all the way up. It's just too much space, And following on from that, I feel like, and this isn't my stuff. This house isn't mine. None of this stuff is mine. But it's too much stuff. It is very weird because I've just said that there's too much space, which is too open and too much to move around and and then I've said there's too much stuff, which feels crowded. It's very weird to explain. Yeah, very, very strange to explain. It's because I haven't been, apart from going into hotels every now and again, which is just literally get in, take the basics, and then get out. I haven't stayed this long in a house, which does play with you a bit. The next one, which I did not expect, which I had to. Now I've just had to run upstairs, which is a long way, like I've just explained, to get this. But I had to bring my EcoFlow Mini into the house. And you're thinking, why would you need to do that? Well, most of my gadgets are 12 volt or USB. Now, I don't have the 240 sockets to plug all the USBs in. Now, they've gone on holiday and they've taken them with them. I did hunt the house. I did kind of find one, but that's for like one for my phone. But then I've got my tablets. I've got my MacBook, which I've got the plug socket in there somewhere because I usually just use a PD port. And then I've got my actual fans because it's still warm. It's summer. I'm looking after a house cat at the moment, so you don't want all the doors wide open because the cat's a house cat and don't want it running away, not on my watch. So I've got 12 volt sockets, 12 volt fans, which have the cigarette lighter attachment. Well, the house isn't 12 volt, is it? So then I have to nip back to the van and bring the EcoFlow Mini in, which I am. I mean, I use this all the time in the motorhome. You guys know how much I use this because I live my life pretty much on 12 volt or USB. So cheers, EcoFlow, very, very much. Would have been a few shopping trips on Amazon otherwise. Next con, I feel like I'm being more wasteful with water and electricity. Like I'm having more showers, which isn't a bad thing, but I do know I'm using a lot more water than I would in the van because I know how much I use in the van and I know how many times I fill up and all this and that. And so I'm having more showers, and then I feel like, I've been having some glasses of water and I run the tap, which is bad. I shouldn't do. I should put bottled water or put tap water in the fridge. But I run the tap just to make it cold because I know I can, which is a bad habit. You run the tap when you're brushing your teeth, and you just let it run for a couple of seconds, not a couple of minutes. That's bad. Couple of seconds, which I don't do in the motorhome. And then electricity, don't get me wrong, I'm not using my mate's electricity like it's the national grid and I'm just plugging everything in. But you leave a light on, I don't know, I leave a light on, I've got the TV playing in the background whilst I'm on the laptop, so I'm listening to stuff. And I know that I can do all that in my motorhome because it's clean energy. I'm getting solar and it's renewable and it's clean. Here, I know, well, my mate's got to pay the bill, sorry about that, mate. And it's not essentially clean because obviously it comes from the grid, which could come from, it could come from anything, from fossil fuels or from solar or wind or anything. Oh, and flushing the toilet. Every time I'm flushing the toilet here, it must be, I don't know how many litres the average flush is. It must be at least 3 or 4. It must be. Now, in the motorhome, it's just a cassette bowl. So you do your business and then you press the button and then you can't do 3 or 4 litres because your cassette would be full within, no time at all. But here, one flush is just, if you just had a pee and it's loads of water is being used. Next one would be living too far away from work. and driving, which is a waste of time, a waste of diesel, a waste of money. But yeah, it's obviously people got to live somewhere. They don't all live exactly right close to work. But this is a lot further for me to travel than I would normally. I'd normally only be about 3-4 miles, 5 miles max. But now I'm, bordering 15 miles, maybe 10 miles. Yeah, 15 miles. I think I'm 15 miles away. It's a lot further than I would normally travel, so that's a con in the sense of doing it every single day. I wouldn't like to be doing that. This one's weird. Not that they ain't all been weird. It's just boring. I mean, I'm sitting here right now. Don't get me wrong. If it was my house, I'd have friends around here, and it's you build a community, I suppose, and things like that. And it's what you make of it. Really, you make it your home. I'm sitting here now. It's Sunday. It's silent. I mean, just listen. I can hear the clock ticking. It's some people love that, and it is peaceful as hell. It is. I don't know if hell's peaceful actually. That's probably a wrong thing to say. But there's nothing going on. It's weird to say, but it's just boring. It's just boring living in a house. And my last one is just not me. It's not van life. I like knowing that I can just go. I can just turn the engine on and just drive somewhere different. I don't have to stay where I am. If I want to go, I can go. If I want to move, I want to go see a friend, I just go see a friend. I don't then have the worry of the leaving the house behind. I don't then have the worry of, obviously I'm looking after a cat at the moment. I don't have the worry of that. I just like the freedom of being able to go anywhere, anytime, on a whim, basically. So I suppose them are my cons of going back into a house. Now, the things that I've learned and I want to take forward. So I definitely want to. So when I say take these forward, these might be for the next motorhome and they might be for now. So the first one is I want to definitely get a bigger fridge and a bigger freezer for the next motorhome. Whether that be a normal fridge freezer, like a Dometic kind of stand-up fridge freezer, and then an extra freezer in the garage, maybe, because it gives me options then. A lot more variety of meals and meats and things. The next one is, I think, I want to make even my current motorhome, but more so my next motorhome, I want to make it more homely. Now, I know I just said about the negative, the con of having too much stuff and that. But they've got pictures on the walls of the kids. They've got family holiday pictures. They've got nice little trinkets of where they've been. Looking around here, they've got some nice photos of memories. And yeah, I think I can do it, but I think I might be able to put a gadget twist on it. And have lots of digital photo frames, which will be pretty cool. And that will be cool. God, you know what we could do? We could have lots of digital photo frames, then we could have one for like the channel, and everyone that's in there, like if they ever buy merch or they've just spotted me out and they've got a selfie, or they're when they're parked up and they've got a nice park up or something, and we could maybe link it to a hashtag or something, and then they would appear in my motorhome on the wall. How cool would that be if you're at a little park up? That'd be so cool. Running away there with my thoughts. One of the biggest things I've learned, which I'm going to take forward from now on, which I think will help me slow down, clear my head, de-stress, unwind, and just slow down a bit. And that will be to stop on campsites and CLs a little bit more. Because at the moment, like I said, I'm 99% of the time I am moving constantly. I am in the truck, go, and then I'm park up. Which, like I said, it can take its toll on you. You're constantly moving. So I do think I need to incorporate slowing down a little bit, maybe taking just a couple of days every couple of months, to just go on a campsite, go on a CL, park for 2 or 3 days, and just stop, just unwind, just just take a breath. So I think that's it. But what the bottom line is, would I go back to a house? Am I moving back into a house? Am I quitting van life? Hell no. Hell no, I am not. I cannot wait to get back on the road. Can't wait till my mate's back. It's nice to do this and have a little respite and then change it up a little bit. It's been the first one I've done. I will do house sitting for other people if they want it in the future. I'm not saying no to it. It's not like, oh no, never doing that again. But am I going to go into a house? Do people, because people ask me this question, are you going to go back into a house? What happens if you meet Miss Right and she wants to live in a house? Well, she ain't Miss Right, and no, I'm not going back in a house. I am well and truly in the van life camp for as long as I can see into the future. I am not going back into a house. No way, no how. I love my motorhome, I love van life, and I love being on the road. And on that note, if you love van life and you love being on the road and you want to know how much it costs to live on the road, then check out this video. If once you know how much it costs to live on the road full time and you want to find some park ups, check out this video and I'll show you how to find some urban park ups. Take it easy, guys. Bye.